It is the 8th of June.
The first thing I'm going to do today is get rid of all these gaskets so we can add new ones. So I'll clean up this one and while I'm there I'll clean up just what's left of here. All the gasket surfaces are clear, so now we just need to install them. Put on and try and line it up if you can. That is the gasket on and the timing cover bit plate fitted. This bit's on and I was just installing this chain. I was trying to spin the engine to do some timing and it is rock solid. It is not moving. So I'm looking at, unfortunately I think, taking this apart again and seeing at what point it starts binding. I just loosened the pistons and it started going again, so clearly they were too tight. I did them up to spec, so I need to work out what's wrong with the spec. So this is it at 35 Newton meters, which is 10 less than it's meant to be, and it is completely locked up. So, looks like we're taking it apart. So I've torqued up this one, and this one to 35, and it still moves. It's just this one that's having the problem, so this one's going to be taken apart. This is it apart. This side looks fine, I guess. This bit, I think that's just too far to the left, so that might just be it, hopefully. See how that's touching on the left, whereas if you look at this one, it's like a little bit of black. So hopefully, save the engine just then. Literally just poked it over a little bit and you can see there's a little burr hanging down. I'm going to see if I can get that with a screwdriver. Okay, got it. Seal it up and see how that goes. It's all tightened back up and yep, it's a bigger problem than we thought, so back apart. For comparison, this is what one that seems to be working looks like. To be completely honest, it doesn't look all that different. So I've got both the pistons out. I'm just going to swap over the bearings and see if the problem persists. See this little burr here? A little bit sticking out. That's going to be what's binding it up. That's that one installed now. I hope you're just like me and thought, wow, that must have solved the problem, because I just thought back, I'm swapping over the bearings. This is the one that had the problem, potentially. Yeah, that looks more like a problem as well. But yeah, they both were bad, which is worrying. Bearings swapped over, let's give it a second go. So I've put this back in, and when it's torqued up, it can't do that. So it is either to do with this crankshaft or the piston. Also, I've cut myself. Okay, so I think I've got it worked out. So you see this seam here on the piston and how close that is to the crankshaft. So right now, everything works fine. If I just rotate this just that little bit further, that pulls this in a little bit further, and I reckon that means this bit is now touching and it can't move. So I'm going to try swapping over the pistons, I think. So we can be sure that this is the piston now, because I've swapped it over to this one and that is rock solid at below the required pressure. So we just need to work out how we're going to get around this. What I've done is I've got the cap from the other piston and I've torqued this one down, and look at that. So it is just the cap that was wrong. Caps are swapped over, it's torqued down enough. Look at that. Is that not beautiful? That was 3 hours of my life that were wasted. Fully torqued down and moving perfectly. Feel way better about that. Punch is over so we can install this timing chain there. Timing chain in, nice and tensioned. You can see my timing mark still lines up. I'm going to check that again in a minute. Nuts torqued down, just need to tab this tab in. Gasket is all ready. Just doing my last check. Is there anything I have missed? Nope, time to go on. The timing cover installed. It's nice and greasy and oily, but it's in. So we've got half moon seal there, gasket there, and this is going into the gearbox. There we have it all back together. That is all bolted in. Now got to attach the clutch housing. Oh, I can clean this bit of gasket off. I'll take this panel back off again because I forgot to put this bit on. There's the gasket on. I've got sealant on that side. We don't need it on the top apparently. So yeah, just got to collect it. really annoying. The old one fits. New one does not. I'm going to try, and this is my best guess, I'm going to try swapping this bearing here over. Seeing if this one's slightly thinner or something. How good that red paint looks. That, it doesn't look as bad on camera, but that just looks terrible compared to even... Oh dear. I still can't get the transfer case installed, so I'm going to instead install the head, and I've put a post on the forums and hopefully they'll help me there. So first thing I'm going to do is take this razor blade and scrape off any contaminants or anything that are on this face of the block. Then do the same with the head and then put them together. Of course, that means another gasket. So these are the push rods. So the camshaft spins and pushes these up and down. They go just there, and the camshaft will make them go boop, 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 boop. And these are the rockers, and they sit just on top of those. See, when that goes up and down, it makes this bit rock, hence the name. Next thing to do is to check the chappets, which is how much these rock when they're both all the way open. So you set it to a point when they would be all the way open, and then you get this as a feeler gauge at 0.3 millimeters, and you just try and slide it in between, and then you adjust it until it is ready. So this is a good example. I've just loosened this one up. You see how that one can now move, and this one not at all. So that's what it looks like. There we go, tappet's done. Now just install the valve cover, and the last bit is this. Need to work out how to get this on. It's on. I want to take it off and paint it really badly, but we'll see if I have time. If this goes on today, then we'll keep moving, because I can always take that off and paint it. If it doesn't go on, I'll take it off and paint it now. The job for today will be to get this bearing outer out of this one and then into this one, but after this, after my lunch break, because I cannot work out how to get that out.
Just won the war, but was his absence even noticed?
This metal clip here goes all the way around, and that locks in the bearing outer. So if I take this out, so that is it out. And now we need to get, so this metal bit here, you can see these little grooves here go behind it. So we need to get something into those grooves so we can just yank it out. Thinking I should make a tool, so I'm thinking like a scissors style thing where you put it in, it hooks in, and you pull it out. My lunch break is over, so I don't have time to finish it, but I'm hoping you can get the idea from it goes in sort of like that, so it'll fit, and then you spread it apart, and those two wings will catch the edges. So, first test, goes in, spread it apart. First, just rocking the whole thing. That's good enough for me, I think. Look at that, baby. This was the winning combination. Got the bearing race out, let's go. I would say I put about 200, 250 kilos worth of force into that. My back hurts. So this is the bearing that came from the new case. If you put it up to this, it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. That's the best news I could possibly hear. Look at that, it doesn't fit. That means, if I take this one, this is the one from the old case. it fits. That's the greatest thing ever. So I just need to put that in there and hopefully we can transfer it over and we're good. So just to show the difference. The new one was 33.8 millimeters and the old one was 34.2. So 0.3 of a millimeter was what was stopping me there. To wonder what I did to manage to cut myself up here on my arm. Like, forearm, okay, that's close enough, but it's up by my elbow. What was I can't work it out. Quick retrospective on the tool. So it's two pieces of not that thick metal, just rectangles with a tiny slit in the end. See on both sides, just a tiny slit in the end, and then a piece of metal pushed through them so you can twist them together and they can get through the gap, and then it can expand after it's through that gap, and then those two wings on the side will hook on, and then there's just a hole there that puts something like this through and it just locks it in place in that expanded position. So that is everything installed correctly, got the right bearings on the end, got the right everything, just need to bolt it in. Man, I'm gonna need to get married to feel happier than I am right now. So finally, this is going on here permanently. Gasket on. There we go, RTV to both sides of the gasket, just need to install it. So 3 short ones go, 1, 2, 3. This really long one goes here, here at the longest point, and this one here is this slightly shorter one, medium length. So got loads and loads of bolts to put in. The way you differentiate is basically these ones with the sort of longer threads, these are going into the gearbox, and these ones with the shorter threads, these are going into the engine. There we go, all the bolts are in, just need to be torqued down. So I've torqued down and double checked all the bolts. Now when I get back from athletics, I will at least attempt to replace the clutch in here and then bolt it in. Carpet shop, looking for some stuff for the Mini. Set, go! We're finally back where we should have been 3 weeks ago. Flywheel was out, got the new clutch. I'm going to fit the new clutch in the flywheel. Look at the years of grime that have built up on that. So this is it before. If I just look at that. It's almost shiny underneath. Brushed and I've already swept most of it away, but look at all of that. Isn't that impressive? All the clutch parts nice and clean, just fasten them together. It's dark, so it's hard to film, but that bolt is now torqued down, so we can start doing the last tiny bits. I'm waiting for this bit here. That'll come tomorrow, so we'll replace that tomorrow. But I can try and put everything else together, so it's absolutely ready tomorrow. There's the gasket installed. That is the water pump installed. That looks pretty good. And so this washer is a little bit too small, so I've got to make the hole a bit bigger. There we go, that's big enough now. So this is the radiator bracket reattached, which is quite exciting because it means we've only got 3 or 4 things left. We've got the water pump pulley. This is the thermostat housing. And that's it really. This is the fan I'm installing. Very excited, it looks very good. So because it's so thin I've had to prepare it, put some extra nuts on just so it spaces out, but that's it prepared. There we go, that's starting to look like an engine, isn't it? Look at the clearance there. Woo! Never guess what I just found. This spacer. This spacer goes where those bolts have gone. Oh! This is the thermostat housing, just got to clean it up a little bit. That's it, cleaned up. This goes in the order thermostat, then gasket, then thermostat housing. Look at that old versus new comparison. That's crazy. So this takes different bolts. So I've had to go to my tech drawer and see if I can find anything that fits. This is worse than finding none. I found just one. And it's outrageously long. Looking for bolts, I need 6. I've got 6, they are far, far too long. So you can see, that is how much they need to do, and that's how long it is. So 6 cut to size bolts. So also if we look here, see that this hole is very slightly too small, so just need to widen that out a bit. We have this new fan shroud nice and mounted. The final thing we need to do is find a way to adapt that to fit onto, this is the old mount, so we need to find something that will connect the two.
If it was happening to a child I knew.
No way, it's Balenciaga! Crazy! Still waiting on parts, and other people need to use the garage while I'm away, so I've got to clean this up. So nice and cleaned away. My white shirt clean. Lovely.
Because they're both long.
But that wasn't Amber.
We made you. Who gets to slap you as hard as you
I can hear the wedding bells now.
Jesus Christ.
I feel like anyone.
Why are you so slimy?
That's the hydration.
Yeah.
That's what that
She looks kind of scary.
is. So do you, if it helps.
Thing is cookies, what am I? I rise up a pole if I'm
That's why he's flabbergasted. I would like to see Hamilton win, but I'm yet to see it.
2021 Williams issue? What the fuck?
Yo, Juice! It's all on the floor, bro. He dropped it toppings down. How do you fail that fucking hard, my nigga? Oh my god, man.
No.
Nigga, I live here.
No.
Alright.
My friend is girl man.
Girl
man.
Boys.
To Cookie George.
We're waiting.
Yo, to Cookie George, man.
One of the best women I know.
One of the
only women I know.
Cuckoo. Yeah.
that must have been
Only serious guy.
It's so quotable.
Okay, thank you. Oh, that pineapple on pizza. Are you out of your mind? Photos, you know. This guy is so drunk.
I'm not even drunk like that. Bro, there's a fucking glass table in the fucking middle of the fucking interior, bro. That was a great picture, guys. Wow.
Until I know that you guys are starting.
Cheers.
Cheers.
The Brodsky.
Time this.
Apparently we're doing 5 minutes.
1, 2, 3.
Of course I got you, bro. Come on, man.
I'm a serious guy.
I would have gone with OC.
You won the national.
How are your boys?
Thank you.
Eating jackets to lock you in. The eternal contract.
Whichever one's more than the last one.
Hold everyone up, don't I
Do it, do it.
It's all about